Hi, I'm Scott Kinville, and welcome to Small Town Life. I'm pinch hitting today for the normal host. The incomparable Dave the Save Warner is your normal host, but he's over about 5 feet away from me, so he's giving me a shot to be him today.
Is it 5 feet? Am I that far?
Maybe 6. It might be 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
we were so busy trying to adjust the cameras, we forgot to measure.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll bring the tape measure next time.
Yeah. But, we're here in the new studio. Last time I did a show with Dave, I was back in the garage. And I got to say, Dave, you did one heck of a job here with this studio. This is fantastic. And for anybody who wants to do a podcast, cheap, shameless plug already. Studio 25 is open and ready for business.
We could tell them about some new ones coming up real quickly, too.
We can. As a matter of fact, you were the grand poobah of the studio, so go right ahead.
Well, what we've got is Trailway Tales coming up, and that's going to be the cyclist coming off the Empire State Trail, so we're looking forward to that. Probably starting that next week, waiting on some signage and a bike rack, believe it or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
out front,
interesting.
so they can park their little wheelers. And then you've got an idea for a music podcast, which we're kind of excited about.
We do. Looks like we're going to be calling it Put a Mic on It, which is going to be really awesome. It's going to spotlight musicians that come through the area.
Right.
Give them a chance to tell us about their shows, their music, and because we're in an actual studio now, we're actually going to be able to set them up to play a song or two, which is going to be super cool.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I talked one today, and I haven't even told you yet. But
wow.
yeah.
See that? Surprises all around.
All right. And now, you want the drum roll?
Yeah, right? Go ahead.
Mark is looking at us like these people are drunk.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. Anybody who tuned into Small Town Life who's used to you is going, what is going on right here?
That's true. Day drinking.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
The day is still young.
Yeah.
But anyways, our guest today has just been named the Exalted ruler, of the Little Falls Elks Lodge number 42, Mr. Marc Penz. Mark, how are you?
Not bad. How are you? Thanks for having me.
You were going to call him the Grand Poobah.
I was. I really was.
I wanted you to do that.
I almost did.
Yeah.
The alternative name is the Exhausted Rooster.
The Exhausted Rooster. I like it.
I like that one.
I like it.
That one works.
Because it's a busy job.
I can imagine. And before we get into that, tell us, how long have you been an elk?
2019, I believe, somewhere around there. I mean, I started going to the Elks when my oldest was 5 or 6 because scouting was hosted there. Mm-hmm. So I would be moving chairs and helping out, and longtime trustee Paul Truppets. He was a part of scouts. He was the go-between between the Elks and the scouts, and at one point we'd have to rely on him to get us a key. He's like, "Why don't you just become a member?" I'm like, okay, I'll become a member.
Sure.
Let's check it out. So me and a few other guys became members that were, scouters and stuff like that. And
yeah, I mean, and I'll tell you, Paul has been Mr. Elk for as long as I've known him, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, anyone who's listening to this, he loves to sell raffle tickets. He's the king.
Everybody has a skill.
Yes.
Everybody has a skill, Mark.
He loves his raffle tickets, and you just can't say no to that face. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's rather persuasive, I got to say. That's for sure. So you are now the Grand Ruler, or the Exalted Ruler. I wanted to say it again.
You did.
I'm going to say it before the show's over, too, by the way.
I know.
But
do it.
Anyways, you're the Grand Poobah. There, I got it out of my system. Describe to us what's the process of working your way up to Exalted Ruler?
You have to be you have to be a sucker. Part of it. Well, no, I mean, you start becoming a member, and meetings are open to all members. Any member can come and view, see what's going on, the day-to-day operations. And if you want to be more involved, they'll, offer you an officer position. There's many different, I think there's 10 officer positions, and then there's trustee positions. Trustee positions usually are once you go through the rigmarole of different chairs and stuff like that. So,
and that's what the offices are called, is chairs, correct?
Yeah. So there's 3 nights. There's a lecturing night, a leading night, and a loyal night, not in that order. We also have a chaplain, treasurer, secretary, an esquire who's he leads all the ceremonies and stuff like that. And then we have guards and stuff like that. It's kind of like an old-timey, ritualistic thing.
But it's he or she, too, because it can be women as well. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. There's definitely been many female Exalted Rulers in the past. One well-known to everybody, Katie Drake. She was Exalted Ruler, and yeah, it's And then usually what you do is you try to go through the chairs and get to know everybody and, get to know the roles and the positions. And leading night is like the number 2 to the Exalted ruler. So this past last year, when Mark Regan was the Exalted ruler, I was his sidekick, where you never not saw me next to Mark.
Is that like equivalent to say like vice president?
Pretty much, yeah. If he's not available or out of town or something like that, then, it defaults to me. There's also different committees. There's a lot of subcommittees because it's not just one person or 2 people. Sometimes it may look like that because, I like to say the bad V word, which is volunteer. Sometimes that's a naughty word. No one wants to volunteer, so I say helpers. Just trying to
little elves of the Elks.
Yes, exactly. So we have different committees to tackle different things. Like the trustees, they form their own committee to take care of the building itself, and we're doing stuff like that. We have a house committee that takes care of the day-to-day operations, including the bar and renting the hall and things like that. That type of operation. And then there will be a special committee made shortly. And Exalted Ruler is a part of all of those. He might not be a voting member of this committee or that committee, but everyone reports to him.
So he oversees everything.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Coming up pretty soon, obviously in August, there's going to have Canal Days. So we already got plans for that. So the committee's already started, and we have a good rollout for that. So
because traditionally Canal Days is huge for not just the Elks, but for really all the organizations around town. Yep. Before we get further into committees and levels of officership and all that, I guess the most important question is, how does one become an Elk?
You have to be sponsored.
Okay.
So you have to, a current member. There's 2 main criteria that you have to have. One, you have to be a natural born citizen. So if you were born outside the United States, you cannot be a member. This is American citizen only organization. The second one is you have to believe in God. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean my God or your God.
Right. It's not limited to Christianity.
Correct.
Per se.
If you think the microphone you're speaking is God, you believe in God.
There you go, Dave. Perfect.
I'm saved.
Yes.
I see Jesus in the mic.
So
here, quick, throw some water at him. You're blessed.
Baptized. Yeah.
So it's not Catholicism. It's not Christianity. It's not Protestant. It's not anything like that. If you believe in a God, whether it's my God, your God, anyone's God, like I said, the microphone, you pray to your microphone. Sure. You believe in a God.
Mark, I'm never going to get that visual out of my head. Come on.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then, if, obviously you got to be in pretty good standing with the community. So, I mean, you can't be a, axe murderer or, something like that. And the person has to vouch for you.
So how did Mark get to be Exalted Ruler? Speaking of...
When he came...
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
We ask that all the time. No, he's also,
Listen, he worships a microphone. Don't worry about him, okay?
It's true.
Nice. No, but, when Mark came back to the States because he was gone for a long time overseas for work, and he came back to his hometown, and he jumped right in, and he started right up as leading night because many, many years ago when he was in town, he held other positions, as an Elk. He's been an Elk for 30 odd years. He might not have been in town, but he always kept his membership current and, things like that. So when he came back to town, he came to the lodge, saw that, we had a good crew in place, and he wanted to step up, and he did as leading night. And I was right behind him, and he's like, hey, if you're going to stick around, I'll stick around, and I'll take the reins if you're going to be my sidekick. I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's one of the interesting things about the Elks is that people who may have moved out of the area, maybe even permanently, they keep it up. My father-in-law was a Grand Poobah in the 70s here, Jim Kaufman, and he kept his membership up till the day he died. Yep. So,
absolutely.
They're very loyal.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it.
I mean, we have some from Florida. There's people that moved away to Florida, and they just send their check every year because they want to be members.
And, of course, if you're an Elk of one particular lodge, you can visit any of the other lodges throughout the country, or I'm sure they're worldwide by this point, correct?
Nope.
Oh, really?
The Elks is just a American United States organization with none.
None in like Canada or anything? Nothing?
Nope, not Canada.
No, we need to annex Canada.
One of the islands does have one, though. It's either Guam or one of those.
Well, that's
does
a
have
U.S.
one.
territory, though.
Right.
So, yes. All right.
So it might not be on the mainland, but it's
Right.
still
Right.
there's still one. Like I'd love to go to some of the Florida ones in the coast because they have thousands of members and they
Really?
have
Wow.
you go out the back door and there's ocean.
Wow.
I've never seen it myself, but I've heard the stories where it's like, yeah, it's some really good scenery there.
Oh, I can only imagine how great that must be.
Elks can swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard it when it comes time for initiation, when we get new members, we get 5, 6, 7 at a time. We go down to like Florida, for example, they'll initiate 400.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So I think it's less personal that way because it's a personal thing because you're standing in front of, you're taking the oath, you're taking the pledges and stuff like that. And it's like, it's almost one-on-one when you're doing like that. When you're 400, you're just another number.
Right, because I mean, it's an entire ceremony. Because it's not like you were voted on at a meeting and they call you and say, "Hey, congratulations, you're an elk." You have to go through I don't want to say a ritual, but it's sort of ritualistic in the way it is, right?
Yep. I can't really speak on the actual ritual part of it because it's got to be mysterious. But it's serious. It's serious business behind closed doors. I really, I'd be giving away the kitchen sink,
right.
so I don't want to do that. But there is an investigating committee. So when someone comes up for membership, we kind of, reach out to, first of all, we reach out to the person who is sponsoring them and then, get some background on them. So we know, and then, they might help us down the road, say, hey, oh, wow, you're an accountant. So, hey, maybe you can come help us out and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? That's typical of any organization, though, really. You put people with their strengths.
Yep.
And that's what makes a really strong organization is when you have different people, different skill sets, different strengths, you pull it together and it makes for one great organization, really. Yeah. And the Little Falls Lodge, interestingly enough, is one of the oldest in the country. I was doing a little bit of reading up. 1886 is when the Little Falls Lodge was incorporated, you could say.
Correct.
And if I'm not mistaken, they were actually started off in the top floor of the old Snyder apartment buildings.
Oh, wow.
And there was a bowling alley up there, and
the ballroom too.
The ballroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff.
Yep. Number one was New York City. It started out, they didn't call themselves Elks. They called themselves the Jelly Corks. Oh. That's how they went by in 1868. It was a group of stage performers that would just get together late at night, do some drinking games and stuff like that. And,
and there was where beer pong was invented.
Pretty much.
The Elks.
Like one of their comrades fell ill or something like that, and they wanted to do something for them, and it just kind of snowballed for there. So number one is still in not in the original spot, but it's in New York City. I think Long Island, if I'm not mistaken. Number two is San Fran. Number three is San Fran. Number two doesn't exist. But the top 50, most of them are in New York. We're 42. I know Utica's 33, so a little bit older than us. But yeah, we like to say when I'm going to a Grand Convention in Texas in end of June, early July, and that's
right down your stomping grounds.
Yeah, where in Texas there, Mark?
Austin.
Right, there you go.
Right. Need somebody to carry your bags?
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, there's either a memorial or still a police blotter to him down there. So just
Nice. I'll keep an eye out.
It might be the police blotter.
Have to get that taken care of.
Yeah. And just if you see any pictures in the post office, take care of that for me, will you?
You got it. So apparently, from what I hear, the convention center, just the Elks takes over that whole vicinity where we're congregating.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah, all 50 states show up. Each state has their own like hospitality suite and stuff like that. I heard it's just lots of drinking and lots of
nothing wrong with that.
But what's the real reason for getting together other than the drinking?
To go over different. There's different seminars, different workshops to help incoming ERs and Exalted Rulers, ERs to help their lodges. Different processes and stuff like that come from the Grand Lodge. They do voting on different updating their bylaws and stuff like that. So it's just a multi-day event for all the lodges to come together across the country and learn.
And you guys do. I mean, I'm sure they have stuff about fundraising because you guys do a huge amount of fundraising and gifting to different organizations. Talk about that just a bit.
Sure. The major one, they call it the Elks National Foundation. All the funds just get redistributed to different, there's grants, there's scholarships, veterans programs. So there's, the money that comes in. One of the major ones they do is CP for cerebral palsy is probably one of their major.
Really? That one I didn't know about. Yeah. I knew about the others, but not the cerebral palsy.
And lucky enough, since Marc's been back, he's let 2 years straight now that we've received grants here right in Little Falls from the Grand Lodge. 2 of them twice for one's for the food pantry. We've raised, I think it was $4,500 for the food pantry.
And the library got a couple.
Library got them 2 back-to-back. I think it was $3,000 and $4,000 2 years in a row. And for the food pantry ones, $4,000 worth of donation is like $16,000 worth of food.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
It's a big deal.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is absolutely awesome.
And he does a great job. Marc Regan does a great job just knowing the intricacies of grant writing and just doing it correctly. And like I said, he's going to keep it up for years to come.
I didn't want everybody to really think it was just about drinking. That's why I brought that up, because I know that it's not.
Yeah, that's one of the, I don't know how to say it, but everyone thinks, oh, it's the Elks. Oh, it's a bunch of old guys drinking. I mean, it's a little bit of Elks have fun as well as everybody else. But we do a lot for the community. We host both scouting units. The headquarters are there where we can do our meetings and stuff like that in a safe space. And they've always been open to it. We're not affiliated technically with the Elks anymore. Rotary is actually our charter. Rotary picked us up. With all the ongoing lawsuits with the Boy Scouts of America going on, the Elks kind of wanted to wash their hands of any further litigation or any litigation toward the Elks. So unfortunately, we had to cut ties.
It's not called Boy Scouts anymore as of today, right?
Really?
Scouts America or something like that, or America Scouts, or I don't know. I just literally read it a minute ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
But since Rotary was right there, Rotary picked us up, and we're going pretty strong.
Well, it's not just the Scouts, though. I mean, you guys are really one of the leading organizations, at least around here, insofar as helping the youth overall. Yep. I know you sponsor a Little League team, the Hoop Shoot, which is a huge thing, not just here, but I mean nationally for the Elks Club. I mean, that's unbelievable. A lot of famous names have come through the Hoop Shoot, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Hoop Shoot is, I wish I had all the information. The Hoop Shoot is, it's a free throw contest. Starts locally, and then it moves to the state level, and then if you move on, you move to the national level. Locally, I believe it's Kevin Kress and Mark Rose is the one that those two headed up. I'm not sure much beyond that. I guess I didn't do my homework.
All right.
No, that's okay.
It is a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
It's pretty
absolutely.
big.
And when we get the dates, we'll certainly let everybody know about it. Because, like I said, it's just a great thing.
You do that during Canal Celebration, though, right, Mark? Or do you do it at a separate time? I can't remember.
I think it's a separate time. I'm trying to remember when it is. I think it's the fall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I thought it was September.
Okay.
I think.
But we do have it. The Youth and Family Center hosts it every year, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
One that's lesser known, there's also a soccer shoot equivalent to that.
Really? I did not know that.
We need to find someone locally to kind of take the mantle of that.
Okay.
It's basically the similar type of scenario. I'm assuming it's a kick from a certain distance or something
right,
like that.
Right.
We just got to find someone to head it up.
So with something like that, it's each lodge has its own like kids come in, or is it like a group of like say in the region? You know what I mean? So like I know like you have Ilion, Herkimer, Little Falls all right here in the valley. Would it be all like a one event, or is it 3 separate?
I think that last time they were from Dowsville and Little Falls and just the surrounding area. I'm not sure we had Herkimer kids here at that last hoop shoot, but yeah, it's. I don't think it's just Little Falls.
Yeah.
I think for us it would be any surrounding areas that don't have a lodge. Like Herkimer schools would the Herkimer Lodge would sponsor them.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
In Ilion, I think one of the kids from Ilion last year got pretty far.
Yeah.
I think they got to the state level.
I did hear that.
Like
yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I was I grew up in Mohawk and I played in the Ilion hoop shoot when I was a kid. So didn't do very good.
How long ago?
I got to tell you. Well, the basketball they didn't have air in them yet.
Oh.
They were still stuffed with feathers.
Back in the 1800s when the lodges started? Okay,
exactly.
all right, just checking.
Yeah, well,
oh, the apple basket? You threw in the apple basket?
They weren't incorporated as villages yet.
You threw cabbages. That's what
Yes,
it was.
that's what it
Cabbages.
was. Exactly.
He was over in Herkimer when they were inventing basketball.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
If it doesn't have a stick, then Scott has no idea.
No, I had no clue.
No clue.
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. Anything else that you want to mention that the lodge does for the community?
Well, every year we do a Flag Day ceremony, which is really nice. Every year it switches between one of the 4 lodges. Last year it was our turn. We had a very nice turnout with the scouts and stuff like that, and celebrate Flag Day. It's a really cool. It's a ritual. It's a ceremony about the history of our flag and the different flags, and we march into all the different flags over the years.
It's very colorful. It's June 14th, just for those who don't connect what day that would be.
This year, it's actually going to, they try to do it right on Flag Day.
Right.
If it's a weekend or something, they might push it.
Right.
This year is in Kanjahari Fort Plain, which I think their lodge is technically in Nelliston. It's like right near the bridge or something like that.
Yes, yeah. It's Fort Plain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's right by the bridge. You drive right by it because they actually had a national commander come out of there, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Mr. Stock, I believe.
That sounds right.
Oh,
Yeah, so
nice.
very, very interesting. And, of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the world-famous Little Falls Elks Chicken Barbecue. Yeah. Everybody wants to know when the next one is.
Simple. The next one is this coming Monday, May 13th. The proceeds are going to 2 different baseball leagues in town, the American Legion League and the Babe Ruth League. They're helping to raise funds for field usage.
Good.
So, get your tickets. Go see any of the kids that are involved in that those leagues, or John Almaviva down at Gigi's, and he'll hook you up with some tickets.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're trying to sell 200 pre-sale tickets to maximize the amount of funds we can raise for both leagues.
That's excellent.
If you can't get to that, May 18th at Rockfest. So Rock Valley Brewing's putting on the Rockfest May 18th.
Right down the street here.
Yeah, Rock Valley Music Festival.
Yes,
Yep,
another cheap plug.
Yeah.
I'll send Mike the bill.
Yeah, we could do that again.
Yeah. We'll be set up for our chicken barbecue again, right down the road here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any other events coming up?
Outside of those 2, Canal Days. Canal Days obviously is big for the entire city. For us in general, we have 4 great days coming up, and as a sneak peek, we're doing a on Thursday night charity poker tournament.
No kidding.
Proceeds to be determined, but definitely going to a charity. Friday we have a live band. The band is Rev D, and I believe the head guy, his last name is Scarano. I don't know if that sounds familiar at all.
It's not a Little Falls name, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
Not at all. So they're going to be jamming out on the porch. I think they're like 90s alternative. They're a really cool band. They really get the crowd going. I've seen them plenty of times. They're down the road. On top of that, coupled with Rev D, we also have K-Dogs Barbecue. If you're not familiar with K-Dogs, K-Dogs is phenomenally.
Awesome. Yeah, out of Jordanville. Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
His barbecue fries are next to none. They are so good. So he's going to be slinging his food down there right in our driveway, which is a huge relief for us because it gets tough. It gets tough with helpers.
That's just it. Trying to, then that's such a busy weekend. Yeah. That trying to get everybody to commit. I mean, and it's tough. People got things going on, and it doesn't make it any easier. That's for sure.
Yeah. So you're not going to do your barbecue during the canal celebration?
Almost there. We're getting.
All right. I was just.
He hasn't got to Saturday yet.
Yeah.
All right.
I got 2 more days.
Oh, I thought you were just ended on that. No.
No, he's distracted by the chicken barbecue. That's all I can think about.
K-Dogs. That's not. I was having problems.
Yeah. So Saturday we're doing a cornhole tournament. So get your teams ready. Come
Indoors,
on down.
outdoors?
In outdoors, we're hoping. We're getting a lot of boards, a lot of sets of boards, so we can maximize how many teams we can have. I'm hoping for a ton of people. We have a DJ on the porch as well to, spin those tunes and, get a nice evening going. If it rains, we can at least get 3 sets of boards set up in the lodge hall and, make a thing of it.
What time does that start, and how do you sign up?
5:00. The doors open at 5. DJ fires at 6, and we'll start registration at 5:00. Just show up with your buddy and sign up right there.
Okay, so you don't have to pre-register.
No.
Okay.
No. Just show up and play.
I don't want it to be indoors because those ceiling tiles, man, that'd be hell replacing those things.
Yeah, we don't want the Star Fidelity hit either.
I can see that now.
So Saturday night, no band out on the porch, a DJ instead?
No, just a DJ instead. Yeah.
That's different though. That'll.
The problem with we had a problem last year where it was impending thunderstorms and stuff like that. Water and thunderstorms don't mix with musical
Usually
equipment.
not. No.
Even the moisture. Even if you're undercover, some of the moisture.
Right.
So a lot of people, the band went inside and nobody heard the band and nobody showed up because people drove by and saw nothing.
Right.
So at least a DJ is a little bit easier to maneuver. We can get you hear the music and stuff like that, so people will show up. And Sunday, drum roll would be the.
Oh, I can do a rim shot real quick. Yeah,
there we go.
Drum
Perfect.
rolls on another screen there. If you need it, though, I can get it for you.
Oh, that's good. Our chicken barbecue will be there. We moved the grill. Some people got upset that the grill wasn't in plain view. But if you can't see the smoke, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
We moved it to our parking lot because it's a safety issue.
Sure.
Because the way that the hill was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of the cooks are older, and we don't need. Okay, I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice. It just became a hazard, so we moved it to the parking lot, and last year we sold out within like 2 hours, and that's like 200 chickens.
Now, are you doing ribs with this one too?
We are doing ribs. Canal Days, we expanded to the ribs as well, and they're ahead.
Oh yeah,
they're ahead. So
rightfully so.
We usually fire 10:30. I think it's either 10:30 or 11. Just get in line because the line forms, and
that's true.
It gets really busy. It's hot, and don't miss out.
Right, absolutely. And just so for people who don't know, Canal Days is the second weekend of August.
Yes.
So because you never know about that.
The weekend starts early though, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
right?
Sunday.
But most importantly, the chicken barbecue is
the
second
Sunday.
The second Sunday.
Same day as a car show.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Classic cars. Come on down. Get yourself some chicken, but wash your hands before you go see the cars, huh? I don't think they want barbecue sauce on their cars.
Oh, those guys are like.
Well, you could give out an award for that. I mean, right?
Yeah. Most sauce.
Yeah. Yes. The sauciest car.
That's right.
Oh, geez.
Marc,
where are we going to find the Little Falls Elks on social media?
There's Little Falls Lodge 42 is on Facebook. You can go to the elks.org site, punch in 42 or the zip code 13365 into the search bar, and it'll come right up to our sub page. Every lodge has their own sub page.
Excellent. And just to reiterate, if you want to become a member, just stop by the lodge. Right?
Stop by the lodge. If you know a lodge member, ask them. Hey, I'm interested in joining. Ask Mr. Kinville here to. Be a member. He should be a member.
You know what? We get both of us in there. Yeah, the lodge will never be the same.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time.
There's always that moment of downfall, Marc. And,
you know how they can pinpoint where the Roman Empire fell?
Yeah, exactly. There's always one event you can point to.
On this day.
The dark cloud rolled in.
Yeah. But no, we have a real good time. It's fun. So yeah, right. Stop by and see us. We're open mostly Thursday through Saturday in the evening. Stop down. We do have soda if you're not a beer drinker or wine. We have wine. And, it's a bar.
You guys got a full spread there, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, but Marc, thank you for stopping by and talk to us about the Elks. It sounds like you got an awesome organization going there, and just keep up the great work.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, absolutely. All right, that's all the time we got here for Small Town Life, and we will see you next time.